Hello. It's Friday, the 18th of April, 2025. If you're watching live on YouTube, then it's just after 4 p.m. here in the UK. And if you're watching live on Rumble, then it's just after 8 p.m. here in the UK. And if you're not watching live, I don't know what time it is, but welcome to the channel, The Fifth Guardian. I'm your host, Tony Hunt, where today I'll be player of games. But as always, it's not my story. It's not your story. Today's story is hopefully about completing the Audi Quattro B2 limited series within Real Racing 3 update 13.3. Right, let's share the screen. The game even. There we go. Let's have a bit of audio. Boom. Right. Before I get started, the one thing you might notice though is my gold's a lot lower. So the reason for that is, as expected, there were no um, Easter offers, or at least at the moment there aren't. So I thought what I would do is go ahead and upgrade the Porsche 911 Turbo S and the Bugatti Centodici to 100% and open up both cars exclusive series. I'll go into a little bit more detail on the cost in Monday's stream, but just in case that went through your mind what was going on there. 1.4 times 31 enters the chat on the YouTube side and says, "Hello, Tony, and good morning." Well, good morning, sir. Good afternoon from here, but welcome along. Good to see you again. Thanks for watching. Thanks for saying hello in the chat. Same to Lord Night Moon, who says hello. Hello back. Welcome, both of you. Right. So, yesterday, I got the series up to 60%. Let's carry on. Let's do a little bit of racing. Right, we'll start with the head-to-head. It's a lap, hopefully just one lap, around the Grand Prix circuit at Hockenheimring. Let's go. So up to this point, this has been pretty good limited series. And what I mean by that is the cups specifically haven't been a crazy number of laps. So that just means you can do it probably in just over 3 hours if you wanted to do it all the way from start to end. Now up to this point, I've spent about 2 hours yesterday racing it. I did do a bit of yapping, so the stream yesterday was 2 hours 20 minutes, but I think in total it was about 2 hours racing tops. So I'm going to guess that today's stream will be about 1 hour 30 minutes. So I really do think that there is a serious opportunity to get the Road Collection series up to 81% before the next release. I think that's what I'm aiming for. So even though a lot of the cars, or all of the cars that are given discounts because they're part of the weekly time trial or the weekly online multiplayer tournament, even though the discount's only 35% as opposed to 50%, it does look as if when you play videos now, you're earning double rewards. So 4,000 odd dollars per video as opposed to 2,000, and 2 gold as opposed to 1 gold. So potentially that means on a daily basis you can earn 40 gold as opposed to 20. You work that out over 6 weeks. That's a considerable amount. Basically 42 times an additional 20. So 840 gold extra per 6 weeks, per update. That's a considerable amount. Now, not everyone's getting it, which is a bit of a shame. I do think it's linked to your status in uh, what state that you've got an elite status in the game, but it does seem to be also dependent on region. Right, so next up, speed record around Melbourne. Now, um, there's a possibility I should really start from behind the start line, but I'm not going to do that today. I'm going to take a risk. Let's see how we get on. Looks like I've easily done that. Pixel4 enters the chat on the YouTube side and says, hey, hello back, welcome along. Good to see you again. Thank you very much for watching. Thank you for saying hello in the chat. Okay, there we go. That's another first. 2 races completed already. Onto the cup in tier 10. So the cup needs a minimum PR of 9.2. It's Laguna Seca. Oh, it's 4 laps. That should be enough to easily get first. I hope. Well, or rather as expected, the cups are getting longer, but at least they're not silly laps. 4 laps is just enough to keep your interest, I reckon. Let's go. I'm going to go around the inside, I think. Now, normally I like to be in 14th, getting into not this corner, but this one coming up. And in fairness, I did mess up a bit there, so I'm behind. I'm going to go through the middle. There we go. No, I don't think that's too bad. 6 at the end of lap 1 means I've got 5 cars to overtake and 3 cars to do it in. One could argue now 4 cars and 4 cars to overtake and 3 laps to do it in. That's pretty good. One car. I'll stay off the sand because it does seriously slow this car down. There we go. Into second. There we go, into first. So I always think this track is a little bit tricky, but to be in first before the start of lap 3, I think that's not too bad. Obviously I have got a few more upgrades applied than probably needed to complete this series. That does make it a bit easier. There we go, that is 3 laps done, just about. 1 more lap to go. Only 150 yards ahead of second. Should be able to keep that up though. Does look as if I'm close to catching the back markers as well. Okay, there we go. Overtaken at least 1 back marker. In first, not a large gap between first and second, but it's a victory nonetheless. So that is tier 10 completed. Pixel Hawk asks, have you travelled to any interesting places this year? Any experience worth sharing? I've actually not been abroad this year, and I won't be going abroad this year. Um, Possibly later this year, but no, I haven't been this year. Um, yeah, been just in the good old UK at this moment in time. There we go. So that is tier 10 completed. On to tier 11. Um, I'll start with the autocross, the motorcycle course at Daytona International Speedway. Mind you, to be fair, I think it's okay taking a break this year because I probably made up for it in terms of my visits to the US or visit to the US last year. I visited Germany as well. This is all theme park related. And the year before, I did a mini trip around Europe visiting theme parks. So, yeah, taking a little bit of a break this year, I think, for the most part. The Adventures of Two Dogs, Valentine and George, says Happy Easter, Mr. Tony. Well, thank you very much. Happy Easter back. Also, thank you for watching and thank you for wishing me a happy Easter in the chat. Very much appreciated. Are the dogs getting any chocolate? Or is that a big no? Is chocolate a no for dogs? I don't know. Let me know in the chat. Or do you just feed them a chicken? You don't feed them the egg, you feed them the chicken. Mm, mm. Right, okay, so I'll do the cup next. It's the Grand Prix circuit at Red Bull Ring, minimum PR of 10.1. 3 laps, that's okay. See, this is a good limited series. This is a good limited series. So much more reasonable than the Porsche, was it the Taycan Turbo GT? That was just silly. Right, I'm going to nip round the outside of this first corner, hopefully get up to at least 10th. There we go. Maybe a little bit more, into 6th, into 5th. That's a pretty good start, I'd say. Up into 4th. Into 3rd. There we go, first. Nice and easy. There we go, that is lap 1 completed. I'm in first. I'm 200 yards ahead of second. 2 more laps to do. A little bit more forgiveness when you brake in this car. It's obviously got a slower top speed, so you can brake later. Okay. Two laps down, 400 yards ahead, one final lap left to do. Oh. So Pixel Hawk has put, seems like the Evija X is going to cost more than 500 gold, but it is a beast. Ouch. Unfortunately, I missed the Evija event, so I think I'll take the Evija X despite the cost. Well, best of luck with that. I will be doing that event. I'm assuming that particular event will be a minimum PR event. That's what I'm expecting. But yeah, we'll find out. Lord Night Moon adds the Evija X is smooth to drive, I think. Well, that's good to hear. I think that's what we were all hoping for. Now, it might be one of the cars, or rather, in terms of driving style, it might suit me, but we'll find out. Nandan Bandari says hello back. Thanks for watching. Thanks for saying hello in the chat. Very much appreciated. So there we go. That's the cup done. That just leaves the endurance race to complete in tier 11. Looks like I don't need to service the car just yet, so we'll just carry on straight into the endurance. As you can see there, it's still at double bubble for watching videos, whether it be $R or gold. Right, so endurance, it's the sprint circuit at Nürburgring. So I'm assuming I'm just going to need to get to 6.4 miles. No, 5.7 miles. Okay, that makes it a little bit easier. Whoops. So M. Nandan Bandari also puts. He didn't put any of that. That's just me. He puts, I test drove the Evija X, and the high-speed grip is total trash. He puts. Oh dear. Somebody's not impressed. He goes on to put the low speed grip is great and no power after 300. Is that kilometer? I'm assuming that's kilometers. I do find quite often with these electric cars, they very quickly get up to their top speed and then it just dies out. And he also adds, well, they also add, and for God's sake, 525 gold is the cost. There we go, expensive. Kind of figured it might be. That's why I'm holding off doing that one. Ayaka Yokota enters the chat and says, hi, Mr. Tony. Hello. Welcome along. Good to see you again. Thanks for watching. Thanks for saying hello in the chat. Right, so that is one lap done. I'm at 2 and a bit miles. I probably only need to go round 1.5 laps to complete this particular challenge. Oh, I'll go round the outside, round the outside, round the outside. There we go. Almost at 3 miles. There we go, 3 miles. Into 5th. Oh, that's interesting. So, Nandan Bandari has put that he thinks the Pinanin Farina feels better. Right, okay, well, that is interesting. What I will say about the Farina is speed, acceleration. I kind of like that car. Grip also very good. It's just the brakes on that car which let it down. But as I said, I did think it was so much better than the Speedtail, which wasn't grippy at all. So it sounds like there's a possibility of the Vega X being that way, which is a surprise to me. And they've also added that they are sad that the Furiosa doesn't have an exclusive. Well, you might find it's got it could have one next release. That wouldn't surprise me. But the other car that, or rather its sister car, does have an exclusive series, and obviously if you've won the first car with the Furiosa, you'll get the second car with apparently 40% discounts. So yeah, well, I'll be having a look at that definitely when it comes out. The only thing is, I think the other car, it's a limited series, isn't it? And I think it won't be a whole day's worth of free servicing. I suspect they'll only give it 3 hours worth. That's my suspicion. Right, well, at least I've got first on this, so that will complete tier 11, leaving 4 more tiers to do. and M. Nandan Bandri has said, "Yep, definitely going for the sister car. Yep, you've got to. You've got to." I mean, nowadays, what I tend to do, I try to get all the cars in each release now, but I do try to just be a little bit strategic about when I do those events. So I try and balance it out between a week when I've probably got the cars that have discounts on them in terms of upgrades. Hopefully, I've already got those cars in a particular week fully upgraded. For example, next week, both the cars that are planned to be with a sort of discounted upgrade, I believe I've got both those cars fully upgraded. So it's a good opportunity to obviously start building my gold back up and then obviously have a crack at some of the events that have been released and obviously win the cars. And as you sort of commented on, 525 gold is a lot of money. Mm. Service the car, it's free and it's instant, and that's tier 11 completed. Sid enters the chat and says, "Hello, bro. How are you? I am very well. I hope you are too. Just relaxing, playing a little bit of Real Racing 3, taking the Audi Quattro B2 Limited Series, hopefully to 100%. I do already own the car, but it's nice to complete a series, earn a bit of gold, and have a bit of fun along the way." Next up, Hunter around the national circuit at Circuit of Americas. So Pixel Hawk has said all limited time series do have 1 day of instant service, right? Normally it used to be the case, but what I've noticed in the last two releases is the new cars in that particular release, if they are in a limited time series, they seem to only get 3 hours worth of free servicing rather than a day's worth. So I think they've moved sort of like the policy around a bit. So I think if a car already exists in the game and it has a limited time series, then you're going to get a day's worth of free servicing. But if it's a new car to this particular update, then it does seem that you'll only get 3 hours of free servicing. And just to explain what I'm basing that on, I'm basing that on the last two updates. Hope that makes sense. So, M. Nandan Bandri has put at Pixel Hawk, the last 919 hybrid Evo had only for 3 hours. I'm not sure that's the case. Let me just have a check because I'm pretty sure the Evo was 1 day, but let me find it. The Taycan Turbo GT, the Porsche Taycan Turbo GT, which was new to 13.2, that only had um 3 hours of free servicing. So what I did is obviously I'd earned I think it was a 1 hour or a 2 hour free servicing reward through the VP stuff. So I applied that on day two. Um, I'm pretty sure, I might be wrong on this, but I'm pretty sure let's have a look, see if I can find it. Dear, where are you? Can't find it at the moment. Where is it? I'm pretty sure the hybrid Evo had um yeah, 24 hours. I'm sure it did. I can't find my videos for that at the moment. Can't see the wood for the trees. Let's see if I can find it. Where is it? Is that it? No. 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 Maybe not. Maybe it was the previous release. Let's have a look. Listen. I honestly, oh, there we go. Yes. Yeah, here we go. Yeah. So the hybrid 919, which was the limited series for that was in 13.1, that definitely had a day's worth of free servicing. Um, I can just tell by looking at my videos because if it hasn't got a day's worth of free servicing, the first video is always 3 hours long. And I do tend to split it up between sort of like 2 hours, 2.5 hours to the second stream being 2 hours. So yeah, I would definitely say the Porsche 919 Hybrid Evo not being new in 13.1, that did get 24 hours worth of free servicing. Whereas the Taycan Turbo GT, which was new in release 13.2, unfortunately only got 3 hours worth of servicing, free servicing. And if anyone remembers, that limited series had cups that lasted forever. So it was very frustrating. Aaron C. John says, hello. Hello back, Aaron C. John. Good to see you again. Thanks for watching. Thanks for saying hello in the chat. M. Nandan Bandri just laughed at me struggling to find the that particular stream. So yeah, fair enough. Aaron C. John says the Evija cost, there we go, 525 gold and around 2.2 million R dollars. There we go. The Evija X, very expensive. Figured that might be the case. I shall hold off. As you see there, I currently don't have enough gold for that. But don't worry, in a couple of weeks' time, I will do. So that's the Hunter completed. In first place. Managed to reach 75%, 6 gold, 1,500 VP rewards. There we go. 75% achieved. We're almost there. We're on the home stretch. Carlos Guerra enters the chat on the YouTube side and says, "Hello, Tony. How are you?" I'm very well, sir. I haven't been at work today, so all is well. Not that I don't mind doing work. It's always good to do work, but today is a day off, a day of leisure. I hope you are well too. And there he goes. Carlos, straight on the board. He says, "What happened to your gold?" Well, I did explain at the beginning, but basically what I've done, and I did say this might be the case. So they're on. It doesn't look at this stage. There's going to be any um, discounts over Easter. So I've fully upgraded both the Porsche 911 Turbo S that had 35% discount and the Bugatti Centodici, which had 35%. So you see at the bottom there, both those cars are upgrading because obviously one of the upgrades was R dollars. So that takes 2 days to be applied. Um, I'll go into a bit more detail on Monday's stream, but it does mean I have done a um, race already with the Centodici. Um, So I am in Group C. I think there's an outside chance of getting to Group B with the car fully upgraded, but we'll see about that a little bit later. Again, that'll be on Monday. And obviously, I've done a bit of online multiplayer tournament, so I currently sit at 7 gold. There we go. I will again do that on Monday. Right, back to the limited series. Just hit 75%. Let's go to the elimination around Circuit de Spa-Francorchamps. So, a lot Goose enters the chat and asks any ideas about the Lotus Evija X costs. The answer to that is there's a couple of people in the chat have done it, and they're saying it's going to cost 525 gold and about 2.2 million R dollars. There we go. It is confirmed to be required PR. Now, I prefer those sort of events because I don't tend to have to spend more than the required, well, the minimum PR required to compete each goal. So I look forward to that, and I think in fairness, I've got that planned for not next week, the week after. Now, as it stands, I reckon I can, after today, probably maintain gold acquisition of around 100 a day. It won't be far off. Yeah, so that's the goal. Okay, there we go. That's another first. That is one more race left in tier 11. Okay, so it's the road course around Indianapolis Motor Speedway, and the cup is 4 laps. That's fine. Minimum PR of 10.6. Now, I do like this track. Plenty of opportunity to overtake. Again, I think I'm actually going to approach this at the first corner by being on the outside. Might go down the middle to begin with, and then when we get to the corner, sneak into the outside as they close up. They're about to close up. Here we go. There you go. Might have been better going around the inside there, I reckon. But yeah, there we go. Up into 10th already. 9th. 8th. 7th. six. As I said, there's not an area on this track where you can't overtake, I'd say. And even if you're just following a car on the straights, there's always a nice little corner allowing you to do an overtake. There we go. Same again. Oops. A little bit too quick. Into third. Don't think I'm going to get first before the end of lap one, but I'm not far off. There we go. A little bit late in the brakes there, but good enough. So M. Nandan Bandari says, obviously in terms of the expense of the car, he says, Fire Monkey trying to milk out gold from us. Possibly, possibly, but I do think they are balancing it out in other ways. So, as I said, overall, I'm pretty happy with this update. Um, so I'm not too worried about the car costing 500 gold. I think that's fine. Um, a lot Goose says I'm saving my money for the Daytona SP3. Well, an interesting story on that because I thought because I don't own the Ferrari Daytona SP3, and I thought that I'd not attempted to do that event previously, but I obviously have because even though I don't own the car, the PR of that car is a lot higher than the starting point. So I think whenever that event last was, I must have failed to complete it. Now, I reckon with the improvement that I've done in terms of driving and racecraft, I reckon I can get that car without having to spend any more R dollars or gold on it. Uh, because I'll have done that previously and just not completed the event. So fingers crossed. I'm doing that. I think does it come out next Wednesday? So I think I've got it planned for Wednesday. So we'll see. Um, all right. Okay. So the conversation, I'll just summarize the conversation rather than reading it all out. Basically, it looks like the Ferrari Daytona SP3 is slippery, which might explain why I struggled with it. And somebody's put in the chat, I think it was Pixel Hawk, says it's like the Speedtail then. Yet nothing is like the Speedtail, in my humble opinion. That's just an embarrassment of a car. But yeah, so I will be giving the event for Speed Rush, whatever it's called, Speed Rush. Is it Speed Rush 5? I will be looking to complete that event as soon as it's released, which, as I say, I think it's on Wednesday. We'll see. So I'm only on lap 3. I'm in first place. I'm almost 400 yards ahead of second. Just a case of bringing this car home. So a lot of Goose has put in the chat. Only 3 cars have awed me. The Bugatti Bolide, okay, I get that. The Porsche 919 Evo, okay, get that. And the Speedtail. Really? You like the Speedtail? I think it's a horrible car. Just out of interest, there should be. So the Bolide is due to have discounts on upgrades in a couple of weeks' time. So I'm hoping to have enough gold to fully upgrade that car. Boy, am I spending some gold at the moment. And almost just to confirm, M. Nandan Bandari says the Speedtail awed you in a negative way, I'm assuming. I would agree. And yeah, it looks like a lot Ghost has confirmed that negatively. Yes, indeed. Carlos asks, is this Lotus electric or fuel powered? I believe it's electric. The Lotus Evija was electric, so I'm assuming the X is as well. Service the car, it's free and it's instant. That's tier 11 completed. On to tier 12. Tier 12 completed. On to tier 13. Right, we'll start with the autocross. It's around Laguna Seca. Got to do it in 36 seconds. That should be fine. Yeah, there we go. Pixel Art says yes, it's electric. Carlos says, oh no, man. Carlos, it's all right. It's not. If it's as good as the Evija, it'd be all right. It's not bad. Some of these electric cars are okay, and they're not as annoying as the Porsche Taycan Turbo S. That's a proper annoying electric car. Oh dear. Oh. I think I might have just messed that up. Yeah. I'll try that again. I'll try that again. I would have done that quite easily if I'd remembered to brake just a little bit earlier. I was getting a little bit too confident with this car not needing to brake quite as early. Let's try that again. There we go. So, yeah, there we go. So, M. Nandan Bandari has said the Avija X does sound better than most other EVs, though. Yes, yes, that's good. Carlos Guerrero says, I wanted to get this car, but not anymore. So, Carlos has well, he doesn't like electric cars, basically. Carlos then asks, has at least high performance? I believe it does. I believe it does. A lot Goose says they must have removed their sound designers because the electric sounds were god awful, plus the non-changing fuel engine sounds. Yeah, yeah. I mean, the Pininfarina Farini sounded okay. I mean, unfortunately, whether you like it or not, if they're going to do is put in new cars going forward, most of them are going to be electric, I'm afraid. At the very least, they'll be hybrids. So yeah, I think the Avija will be okay. Sorry, the Avija X will be okay. The Avija's okay. I'm pretty sure the Avija X will be just as good. I mean, the one thing you do get with electric cars is the torque, so acceleration is off the charts. A Look Goose says hybrid sounds are good, honestly. Um, yeah, wouldn't argue with that. The SF24 and W15 both sound nice, although a little less screeching. For me, the worst one is the Porsche Taycan Turbo S. It literally moans at you if you skid. It's just hilarious. I'm sure the real thing isn't like that, but in this game, that's probably the worst sounding electric car. All right, so that's the head-to-head completed. There we go. We're coming up to an hour's length in terms of streaming, and we've just got the cup to do on tier 13, meaning I've got 6 races after this. So I reckon it's going to be 1 hour 40 before I get to 100%. So another 40 minutes, I reckon. Right, one of the tracks I'm not a fan of, it's the motorcycle course at Daytona International Speedway. Minimum PR of 11.1. And this cup has 4 laps, that's tolerable. I don't mind that. It does give me a good chance to get first. I hope. Let's find out. Oh, oh, oh. Yeah, there we go. 14. Not brilliant. Oh, they're all in my way now. Get out of my way. Oh, man. Literally 4 abreast there. So that isn't the best of starts. Nevertheless, up into 8th, just about. Yeah, this might be hard actually. Oh dear. Okay, we're into 7. I almost see 6 through to 1. Okay, into 6. Okay, into 5th. So 4 cars to overtake and 3 laps to do it in. I'll take those odds. There we go. Into 3rd. Rooms White Pro enters the chat on the YouTube side and says hello. Hello, welcome along. Thanks for watching. Thanks for saying hello in the chat. Okay, there we go. So, surprisingly, after only 2 laps, I'm in 1st place. 2 more laps to go. I did worry this might be a banana skin, but apparently not. Apparently not. There we go, 200 yards ahead of 2nd. Now that 300. Final lap. Still only 200 yards ahead a second though, so another 300. There we go. 600 yards ahead. End of that race. First position. Car needs servicing. It's free and it's instant. Two more tiers left. Let's do the elimination first. It's around the club circuit at Circuit of the Americas. So I think for once I might do the inside. Oops. Oh dear. Look at that first already. It was a bit messy though. Just about got that then. Okay, so 5 cars left in the battle. So M. Nandan Bandri says, all right, mate, good night. It's night out here in India. Okay, well, get a good night's sleep. Thank you very much, though, for watching. And as always, commenting in the chat. Very much appreciated. Next stream will be on Monday. Three cars left in the battle. I am 400 yards ahead though, so should be a relatively straightforward victory. There we go. First, I think what I'll do next is the cup. Lime Rock Park, I do like that track. Minimum PR 11.6. 6 laps this one though. So they are beginning to get a bit long, but that's fine because it is right at the end. See how we get on. Now, in fairness, this particular track is relatively quick for this car, so that's not too bad. So 5 cars are left to overtake, 5 laps left to do. That's the one car I needed to overtake for this particular lap. See if we can get another one. There we go. Into third. Might even get second before the end of lap 2. There we go. Right, let's work on catching first. He has pulled away a little. Rooms White Pro has put I'm going to try to win a F1 in one of the events. Good. I'd say, as I say, I'd say stick to 2019 because the cars in that year only cost M dollars, no gold required. But every time you do a race, not only do you earn M dollars, you'll earn fame, and obviously every time you go up a fame level, you do earn gold. So it's like earning gold as well as M dollars, but there's no cost associated to it in terms of gold. And yeah, you've got 5 events, so plenty of racing to be done. Right, so I'm in first, overtaking back markers already, 300 yards ahead of second, 4th lap complete, 2 more laps to go. It feels like another cup in the bag. Get out of my way. There we go. Ayaka Yokotar says, I like this old school Audi. Yes, yeah, it's all right. It's good. It's a nice little car. And you know what? I don't think it costs too much to win. There we go. That is victory. First by 700 yards. Service the car, it's free and it's instant. Rooms, White Pro says, if I complete the 2019 Grand Prix, I can win the safety car. I do believe you have to complete all 5 events, but yes, once you've done that, you do win the safety car. And the remaining 5 F1 cars you can buy, but they're not cheap. I think they're about 2 million dollars. But again, they're not costing you any gold. So yeah. There we go. So 91%. Carlos has put, Tony has already noticed that when you press the accelerator and brake, it continues to accelerate until you release the accelerator and it starts to brake. This makes you brake faster. To be fair, I don't think I noticed that. If I was doing it, it was instinctive. But yeah, thanks for the tip, Carlos. I mean, on this car, it probably doesn't make too much difference. Wish I'd known that for the Pininfarina with that 5.4 challenge. Let's have a look. I think it'll break. Oh no. Yeah, you're right. Look at that. Let's give it a go then. Does it break quicker? Let's see what happens. Oh wow. There we go. Oh man, I wish I'd have known that doing the Pininfarina. Right, one to make a note of going forward. You know what, I'm just going to blast through these cars. I don't think it matters. I think I'm going to get first very easily. Let's see how good this is. We're going to brake as late as we can then. Something I'm very good at, braking late. Normally too late. Okay. Man, I wish I'd have known that for the Pininfarina. I really do. Never mind. 5 miles on the scoreboard. This car struggles to get up this hill, but it just about manages it. There's third just ahead. I'll have a look at this tactic when doing time trials. Nah, you see, nah. Ha ha. Found the limit, as always. Here we go. Thank you for the tip there, Carlos. As I said, where was it last week when I needed it? I'm only joking, obviously. Only joking. Right, there we go. So that is tier 14 completed. We're at 1 hour 24 minutes. Final tier to be completed. So there we go. The minimum PR to win this car is 12.2, which is a bit weird. And you'll see why when I go through what you need to upgrade it to, because it isn't actually free across the board. Speed snap next. Yeah. There we go, nice and easy. Policy's claiming his average time trial rank is K. That's not true. It does depend. It depends on his car. I reckon Carlos would normally get into Group B if he's A got the best car and B that car's fully upgraded. Right, so that's one race down. Only 2 more races to go. Speed record. The road course around Indianapolis Motor Speedway. Now. We'll give it a go normally, but if I don't get first, then there's an easy way of getting first. But we'll not worry about it just yet, because the car is a little bit over upgraded, so I don't think it will be too hard. Right, can we get first before the finish line? I think we can. There we go. Come on, keep it going. There we go. Nice and easy. 146. Hmm. Yeah, we'll do. I will do indeed. There we go. So that is uh, all but one race completed. Service the car again because it's free and it's instant. Final race. It's Cup race. It's the Grand Prix circuit at Circuit de Catalunya. As I said, the minimum PR 12.2. 3 laps. I'd say that's reasonable. What a very good limited series. If only they were all like this. Twenty-one cars to overtake, 3 laps to do it in. Let's see what we can do. This for me isn't to win the car as I already own it, but I will earn some gold. There we go, already up to 8. And that's 6. Thomas's little tip there. I reckon I can overtake all 4 cars here. Look at this. Boom, into second. Okay, so 1 car left to overtake. 2 laps to go after this one. There we go. Already in first. Oh, that was close. That's 2 laps down. Noel enters the chat on the YouTube side and says hello. Hello, Noel. Welcome along. Thanks for watching. Thanks for putting and hello in the chat. And I believe welcome back. And Bayu Ariawan has just subscribed to the channel. Thank you very much. Very much appreciated. Thank you. Now, I have noticed something a bit weird. It doesn't tell me every time somebody subscribes. I don't know why. I think it might be something to do with if the people subscribing have their own channel. I might be wrong on that. I don't know. So if you have recently subscribed and it doesn't come up, I'm not entirely sure why. I'm using a widget and it's supposed to put everyone's name in when they subscribe, but for some reason it obviously doesn't work properly. Which is, you know, most unlike technology. Normally it works first time out the box every time. Anyway, speaking of first time out the box working, here we go on the final part of the last lap of the last race of this limited series. And yeah, I've enjoyed it. It's been a good one. Nice quick cups, does make the difference, keeps the interest there and stops you being bored. And at just over 1.5 hours, the series is completed. Now, in fairness, I need to go and have a look. Right, yeah. So this is the information I have. I didn't put a little note together, but I do have the information. Oh, look, free engineer, just in time. Let's service the car. It's free and it's instant. Boom. All races completed. The series up to 100%. 9 gold has been won and some $R. And some more $R. Whoopee. There we go. There we go. Apparently he wants to save it to the cloud. Brilliant. Right, so what was the cost if you were trying to win that car for the first time? Well, apparently with the final cup being a minimum PR of 12.2, as I said, it's not actually free across the board. So the cheapest way of getting to the right minimum PR of 12.2 is to upgrade the car to free, 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 for free. In other words, every single engineering component upgraded to free, apart from brakes, because obviously brakes always cost the least amount. Now, the total cost of that car, let me just, oh, 1 second, let me just get the information up on my other screen. And I've lost it now. 1 moment. The total cost, I mean, again, it's not too bad, but then again, it is not a particularly high PR. So in terms of our dollars, it's going to cost 400,600 our dollars. And in terms of gold, 159 gold. So Bayu Ariawan says, you're welcome, sir. Nice to meet you. I am from Indonesia in night time here. I also played it from senior high school and It sounds like he's been playing it a long time. Welcome, as I said, welcome along. And Vishnu says, how to increase me. I don't know what you mean by that. But again, welcome along. Thanks for watching. Thanks for putting either a hello or a comment in the chat. Right, so there we go. So that is the series completed. So minimum PR required is 12.2. That's an upgrade of 3 across the board, except for the brakes, which you have to upgrade to 4. And that's the minimum amount of cost, which is 400,600 R dollars and 159 gold. Now, Carlos was talking about time trials. Now, interestingly enough, I did I was just outside of C when my car was upgraded to 90.9. So I did a time trial at 90.9 of 100, something like 132.3. But you'll see there, or you'll see in a minute, there's Carlos's time at 90.9, a 1 minute 30.444, which is a pretty excellent effort. And it does mean he's just outside of getting into B. And as I said, I think if his car was fully upgraded, he'd get into B. Now, I haven't got a fully upgraded car, and in fairness, I think I can go a couple of seconds quicker once it's upgraded. And I've got a time of 1 minute 32.047, and shortly that car will be fully upgraded. Now, I don't think I'll get to B, but I do think I'll be firmly into C. There we go. So that's that. Is there anything else to go through? Probably not for today. So Ayako Yokota says this Audi has cheaper upgrades. Yeah, but it is a lower PR car, but it's definitely worthwhile doing if you do have the money. Right. Okay, so that is the end of the stream for today. Um, so there won't be a stream over the weekend. So the next stream will be on Friday. Sorry, on Monday. And what I will be doing is racing in multiple series. So I'll look to compete in some of the new series that are in this particular release, as well as some exclusive series. And obviously, I'll be attempting to improve my time on the weekly time trial, improve my current rating on the online multiplayer tournament, and having a go at the GT4 standoff. So plenty of racing to be done on the Monday. And as you can see there, with my goal being at 472, I need to start getting that value back up again. But that will happen next week. Right, let's drop the game off screen. Uh, there we go. Let's just silence the audio. So overall, that limited series I did enjoy. I do prefer limited series where the cups aren't particularly long. So that was pretty much a perfect um, limited series. So yesterday's stream was just over 2 hours, and today's stream 1 hour 40 minutes. I'd say that's perfect. If you've got um, full days worth of free servicing, it's a good idea to split the limited series over 2 days, which is what I try to do whenever possible. Right. Okay. So hopefully you've enjoyed the stream. If you have, if you wouldn't mind giving it a like or a thumbs up. If you'd like to see more of this type of content, then please give the channel The Fifth Guardian a subscription if you watch on YouTube, or a follow if you watch on Rumble. With that being said, I hope I hope for most of you, in terms of what's left of your day, I hope it's a good one. And for the few of you out there who it's already nighttime for, I hope you get a good night's sleep. Um, Hope to see you on Monday's live stream. It will be earlier again. So I think today I was at 4 p.m. UK time. If you're watching on YouTube, and 8 p.m. UK time if you watched on Rumble. I'm not entirely sure what time the stream will be, but it will either be a similar time or hopefully a little bit earlier. So keep an eye out for that. I will obviously try to schedule it a little bit in advance so you've got some warning or an earlier notification. Okay, there we go. Right. Until next time, then, thank you and goodbye.